Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. My name is Lefebvre, and today we're going to be doing a little flip through as well as a project from Dana Fox's new book, Watercolor with Me in the Jungle, as well as testing out her brushes. So let's jump right in. Okay, so today we are doing something a little different and very exciting. I got a very special package in the mail from a very talented artist, Dana Fox, who has written and illustrated 3 Watercolor with Me books and has her own brush line. So she sent me her brushes and her newest book, Watercolor with Me in the Jungle. And today I'm going to be following someone else's instructions and tutorial, and I'm very excited to just kind of lay back and read through what I need to do instead of coming up with something on my own. I think this concept of how she put this book together and her previous 2 books is genius. So first, let me talk about the book. So she has done Watercolor with Me in the Forest and Watercolor with Me in the Ocean, and this is her 3rd one, like I said, Watercolor in the Jungle. And her book is made out of watercolor paper, which I think is complete genius because you don't have to go and buy your own watercolor paper in order to try out these projects. It is a full project book, so there's instructions step by step on the colors you need, the brush size, everything else you'll need, and step by step on how to do all of it. And I think the layout is just completely amazing. So I'm so excited to do this because, as some of you know, animals are not my jam. Not that I don't like them, I'm just not good at painting them. So this is going to be fun for me to try out. They are also included with a sketch of each animal first, so you don't have to figure out how to draw it first. You're just kind of almost coloring it in, but learning all the techniques as you go. So I think this is so cool, such a great idea. So excited to try it out. I have to admit, I got this last night and I couldn't wait. I did try the first project, the hibiscus, which turned out beautifully. I was going to try and do it on camera for the first time, but the lighting was bad and I didn't want to wait. So I have tested out the brushes and I have tested out the book, and now I'm going to kind of go through what I thought of it while doing another project. If you follow Dana on her Instagram, Wonderforest, you may have noticed that she mentioned that her book has included 25 projects, opposed to 50 projects from her last 2 books. Now, if you are in the art community and you've been following my tutorials, you may have noticed that in the last year, prices have skyrocketed for art supplies. Watercolor paper has doubled. Some paints and some, I feel like things are starting to come down a bit, but since COVID hit, it's been bananas. And unfortunately, because prices have gone up so much, it was costing more for her to include more pages and more projects in her book because she is using watercolor paper, which is such a vital part of why her books are so great. So I know there was a bit of backlash of people not really happy with the amount of projects, but like, if I hadn't known that she had done 50 projects in her previous book, I would have thought that 25 is more than enough. And these are really detailed. They're not easy projects. I mean, the first couple, I think they're really great, like warm-ups, and there's still a lot to learn with them. But once you get into some of the harder stuff, like, they're not easy and they are going to take a lot longer. So I think for the price of the book, you are getting well worth your money. And those other 2 books that did include more projects were just a bonus. So I am super impressed with this book. For me, this is serious goals. Hopefully one day I can, do something similar. But for now, I think this is amazing. And I am so proud that she is also a fellow Canadian artist. So I just wanted to come on here and promote her book while kind of showing you how to go through it and how to go through a project. So now I want to talk about the brushes. They came in this package. So there's a pack of 6. We have a size 12, a size 10, an 8, a 6, a 4, and a 2, which is a great range. The first thing I noticed about these brushes was the razor sharp point, which is a huge plus. Usually my criteria of what a good brush is, I have three criteria. They have to have a really good point. which these do. They have to be very snappy and on the stiffer side, and that's just my personal preference. I really like a stiff brush. And then the third one is that, you know, the hairs don't fall out, because that's kind of a given. So I feel like choosing a brush is a very personal thing, because every artist is going to like something different. Doesn't mean one artist is right, one artist is wrong. It's just what you prefer and what you like to use. In my honest opinion, these are a bit too soft for me. They remind me a little bit of the Princeton Heritage brushes, which are incredible quality. But the Wonder Forest brushes are actually pointier, and I think they're better because, I mean, look, they're stunning. So I'm super excited to try these out again, because I've already tried them out, and get painting. So let's pick a project and start. Okay, so I have chosen the tiger, and you're actually not going to be able to see my palette in this video because I want you to be able to see the instructions and the photo. And let's just get started. Okay, so for the colors needed, you need burnt sienna, which I actually don't have. So I'm gonna see what I have that's close. I feel like my color brown madder is similar, maybe mixed with a bit more orange. Let's see. It's similar, so I'm gonna use that. Lamp black, which I think mine is Mars black, but I mean, whatevs. It's black. Indian red, I don't have. But I do have alizarin crimson, so I'm gonna use that. And sap green, which I do have. And these are the 4 colors that you need. Okay, so for supplies, round brush, size 6 works well, so that's what I'm gonna use. 4 colors of paint, clean water, size 2 brush, and size 1 black ink pen, which I do have. Size 1 black ink pen, I have a size 02, so I'm just gonna use that. And a white ink pen, which I have my Uniball Signo pen, which I love. So those are the supplies I need. I may not have exactly the same, but I'm gonna work with what I have, and I think that's perfect. Okay, so now let's get into the painting. Mix burnt sienna with water and apply it to the top body area of the tiger. Drag some of the color down the front legs and the back leg. While the paint is still wet, clean off your brush and drag it along the edges of the orange shade to smooth and blend the color. Not his ear. Like that. And down the front leg, so it looks like it's on one side, and the back leg, like that. And like that, and like that. And then I'm gonna wash off my brush and dry it and then blend it, right? Gonna add a little bit more orangey to it. And then wash it off, dry it, and blend it. I love the gradient of the dark orange to like the light white on the inside of the leg and stuff. That. And then just blend it out. Okay. Okay, so next says apply the same shade to the top of the head, ears, and down the nose. Once again, use your clean brush to smooth out any edges so it's a nice transition to white. Okay, so same kind of thing. Top of the head. I kind of already got the ear. Down the nose. Like that, and then wash and dry off your brush and then blend it out. To get rid of those harsh lines. So this paper, and I think she's mentioned this in a couple posts and just answering some questions, it's not the highest quality watercolor paper. If you had a book that was like all Arches paper, it would be incredibly expensive and just not worth it. So you have to keep in mind that with this book, while this is watercolor paper, it's not the highest quality, so it dries a little bit faster than you may be used to. So you just want to keep that in mind when doing this, that it's going to dry a little bit faster than if you were to use a different type of paper. So just try and work a little bit fast would be my piece of advice. Don't get frustrated with yourself and just keep going. I think that's not supposed to be orange. It's fine. It's fine. But so far, I mean, it looks good. Like the blending looks good. It just dries a little faster. So you just have to work a little bit faster. And the next step says once dry. So we got to let this dry first and then we'll come right back. Okay, now it's dry. And one more thing I wanted to mention about the paper quality. It's not and why I don't find it a huge deal. I think it's amazing that you can actually practice in here for the first time. This is supposed to be so you can learn how to paint these things, right? So anybody who may be like, the paper quality is not the best, like you would have the thickest book possible if it was high quality watercolor paper. The fact that you can just do it in this book so easily and it still looks decent is great. So if you're worried about the paper quality and this is something that you'd really want to like keep forever after, I would suggest somehow tracing the sketch onto higher quality watercolor paper to do it again, but practice in here first because this is great for practice, and then do it again. I don't know anyone else who's going to get it right the first time, so that's all I have to say about that. Okay, it's dry. Let's keep going. Okay, so the next one says, once dry, mix a little lamp black with water to create a very diluted light gray. Apply this color to the remaining white areas to make them stand out from the paper a little better. So like here on the chest, I can see the inside of the leg, the back leg, and the tail. Okay, so I'm gonna grab a little bit of black, very, very light, adding more water, and let me just test it over here first. Can even take some off. And I don't think I'm going to fill it all in. It looks like she's shaded some areas a bit more. I don't want it to be too gray. You just want it to stand out outside of that white paper, right? So I'm laying down the gray first. Again, washing and drying off my brush and then kind of blending it a bit. Here around the face a little. So you don't want any harsh lines. You want it to blend nicely. And then the tail. I can see there's kind of like a shadow underneath. And then on top here. And I'm just gonna blend it out a bit. Okay. Step number 4 says, using your smaller brush, start painting the stripes using lamp black. Paint the detail on the ears as well as the stripes on the head and face. You'll finish the finer details with the black pen in a minute. Okay, so let's grab our smaller size 2 brush. And the great thing about this sketch is that you're just painting over these lines that she has already drawn for us. This is super relaxing to do. Like I have to follow instructions, but I don't have to like, it's clear, right? I don't have to think too much, which I'm kind of enjoying, and it's really, really relaxing. So I'm doing the lines kind of some thicker, some thinner. This is so cute. Step 5 says, with a very diluted shade of Indian red, paint the nose, then paint the eyes with sap green and let dry. So tiniest little bit of the red. Cute. And then sap green for the eyes. And let that dry. Oh, one thing I forgot was the tail. Okay. There we go. Okay, now I am taking my black pen and I'm just going to do all the detail on the face. I'm going to start off here with the nose. This is so cute. Like that. It really leaves the guessing out of where to place the eyes and all the things that you just may not know if you're trying to sketch this out. I feel like hers looks a bit better. But again, this is my first time painting a tiger, guys, so it's pretty good. I'm gonna do some things down there. I think we need a little bit of definition around the feet. Step 7 says use your white ink pen to add highlights to the eyes, nose, and whiskers. Okay, so you can add a little bit of highlight there. I think there's a little highlight in there. Yeah, that does, oops, like that. Kind of like following the whiskers. I feel like I kind of messed up in here. It should have been a bit more white. And there we go. There is my tiger. Honestly, that was so much fun to do and relaxing, and I just really enjoyed it, and I can't wait to try some of the other projects in this book. But yeah, let me know if you guys own these books too, what you think of them, and if you're not following Dana on YouTube or on Instagram yet, go do it. And if these brushes sound like they would be your type of brush, I highly recommend that you get them because the quality is amazing and they are stunning. Thank you all so much for watching my video. I really hope you liked it and I hope you learned something. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and follow me on Instagram for even more. Have a great day, guys. Bye.